But let's get to the Republicans attempting to justify their passing this bill in the House. Listener Spacco sent us this video of Representative Mike Flood, Republican from Nebraska. Nebraska is one of those places where, there was a fairly tight Senate race past go around. And
Osborne way overperformed, especially as an independent candidate.
And there is burgeoning dissent there. I don't know if Mike Flood is in any jeopardy, but it's not like Nebraska is is its own country. It's indicative of a lot of problems that the Republicans are going to have around the country. $100 billion out of Medicare because of the sequestration as a function of this bill's not being remotely balanced. It is also going to kick millions off of SNAP. We will talk about the specifics, or let's let Mike Flood talk about the specifics after he looks through his notes on the bill he voted for.
Next question is, I'm concerned about the SNAP benefits being cut and the age of depending being lowered from 11 to 7. Children should not be punished for being born into poverty.
Okay, pause it right there. I want to explain what that question is. The age cutoff that this questioner is asking about, this is just a constituent of Mike Flood's. The bill is going to expand a restriction as to who is not eligible for SNAP funds. And right now, current SNAP rules, most non-elderly, non-disabled adults without children in their homes cannot receive benefits for more than 3 months out of every 3 years unless they document that they're working at least 20 hours per week or prove they qualify for an exemption. Now, they're going to expand who this applies to. Now, it applies to people up to the age of 55. If you're over age 55, you are eligible to get SNAP benefits without documenting that you're working at least 20 hours per week, or that you're disabled, you have some other exemption. The other exemption to this rule was if you are a parent and you have a child under the age of 11. Well, they're dropping that down to a child under the age of 6. So if you are 7, you are 8, you are 9, you are 10, and your parent, for whatever reason, is not working, you go hungry. You go hungry. And he's being asked, why did you change this? Why do you have to work until you're 64 as opposed to 56 to be eligible for SNAP benefits? Remember, as you get older, it's tougher to work. It's tougher to find work if you've lost work. There's wear and tear on your body. You may have a disability that doesn't actually reach the threshold of Social Security disability, but it's going to inhibit your ability to work. And then, of course, if you're 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, you don't really have control over what your parents do. I know this. Okay. Pause it. Now, I just want to be clear also, as this guy looks for his notes on SNAP, literally a teenager who spent 20 minutes reading about this bill would know that SNAP is the second largest pool of money that is being cut in this bill. And this guy has absolutely no idea what this woman who asked her a question is referencing.
Let me check my notes on the whether I took food out of people's mouths.
And he's going to go, and he's not even looking for notes on the bill. He's looking for what the talking points are in a generic sense, because you can tell he's not even addressing any of this stuff.
I knew SNAP was going to be an issue, and it's something that I know the Lincoln Food Bank is here. SNAP during COVID was greatly expanded for good reason. We had a lot of people that couldn't work. We had a lot of different programs that were expanded, inflated, added to. We want to make sure that people that can work are working. And again, our SNAP error rate in Nebraska is nothing compared to the other states, which means that states like Nebraska, under this bill, if enacted in its current form, are going to get a benefit by running a quality program, where states that continue to have an unacceptable error rate are going to see a continued reduction in funding. I think when the dust settles on the SNAP program, Nebraska will benefit from having a very well-run program. Now, the proof will be in the pudding, and I'm sure I will understand everything that's happening. I saw my friends from the Lincoln Food Bank.
Okay, pause it.
I knew SNAP was going to be an issue, and it's something that I know the Lincoln Food Bank is here. SNAP during COVID was greatly expanded for good reason. We had a lot of people that couldn't work. We had a lot of different programs that were expanded, inflated, added to. We want to make sure that people that can work are working. And again, our SNAP error rate in Nebraska is nothing compared to the other states, which means that states like Nebraska, under this bill, if enacted in its current form, are going to get a benefit by running a quality program, where states that continue to have an unacceptable error rate are going to see a continued reduction in funding. I think when the dust settles on the SNAP program, Nebraska will benefit from having a very well-run program. Now, the proof will be in the pudding, and I'm sure I will understand everything that's happening. I saw my friends from the Lincoln Food Bank.
Okay, pause. I just want to be clear what this guy's answer was as to why you changed the restrictions on who is eligible for this. We have a low error rate here. In other words, everybody who's on SNAP right now is, not everybody, but whatever it is, the vast, overwhelming majority of people on SNAP in Nebraska qualify. He doesn't address the fact that they're changing the qualifications. He's implying that somehow Nebraska is going to benefit because other states have higher error rates. And then he's going to see, we got to see how it comes out. The proof will be in the pudding, is if this starves kids or not. And then, we're not going to go back in and do anything about it, but we'll know.
We're going to benefit so much that it doesn't matter that we just cut the benefit or lowered the age from 11 to 7.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61-year-olds, 62-year-olds, 63-year-olds, 64-year-olds. If you're not working 20 hours a week, we know you're just coasting into who is the 56-year-old? How many of the 56-year-olds in this country are like, I've lost my job, but I'm living large, and you know what? For those 3 months out of the year or 4 months out of the year that my income is below a certain threshold, I'm going to be able to get $200 a month for food. Maybe. I mean, he's saying there's very little fraud in the system right now as it stands.
Was it fraud by 9-year-olds?
And his only response is, well, we got to see how it works out. Go ahead.
They have some concerns as they came in here.
Sorry, I just want to get that one more time. The proof will be in the pudding, and I'm sure I'll understand everything
We
that's
got to
happening.
get that a drop. Yeah. I'm sure I'll understand everything that's happening after it happens.
I saw my friends from the Lincoln Food Bank. They have some concerns as they came in here tonight. I'm going to be finding out how this affects them, because they're obviously on the front lines of food, people that have food insecurity. I will have to take that up.
Okay.
Pause it. I will have to take it up. You voted for the bill already. You voted for the bill already. Your friends over at the Lincoln Food Bank have already said, hey, dude, this is going to screw us. Now, he's implying, well, maybe I'll fix it when it comes